Hi all, Hal here with more Space Engineers, and as you can see, we've got a little bit of a growth on the scout ship because we've been doing delivery missions. And the nice thing is, I think it's under factions. Nope. Under personal inventory, there we go. Well, we now have just over 4 million credits. We have another mission. Get in here and take a look really quick for another million, which is going to push us just over 5, like about 5.1 or so when all's said and done. But we have to get things delivered, and before we can do that, we have to get started. So let's go. So happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully you had a fantastic week. For those who are in the US, happy Labor Day. Labor Day. Oh, so yeah, basically I've been spending a couple of hours doing nothing but running missions, trying to get some money, and I found that the cargo missions, specifically the acquire missions, I'll show you here in a second, have been probably the most profitable in terms of both faction and reward, mainly because of the fact that if you do these as faction missions, or for faction, what happens is that you get 4 points of faction every time you complete one of these missions, but there's no negative faction applied to anybody else. So if you're looking to maximize your faction returns, these are probably going to be some of the best missions for you, unless you don't mind having to deal with the various other factions. Okay, so we're gonna say that we turn those off for right now. Let's go ahead and turn off the spotlights. So one of the things that I found while doing these missions, you're going to have, generally speaking, you're going to have a connector that locks into the, in this case, you know, the mission terminal or whatever. So while you can lock into this one, you can't lock into that one. So I'm thinking that when we purchase a ship, it's probably going to spawn either attached there or one of the other cargo points. I'm not really sure how this is going to happen, but we are going to do some ship shopping today. We've been up here before? Yeah, we did. We got up here before, and there was nothing in here other than, yeah, just a big block. All right. Haven't really taken too much of a tour of the rest of this place. That's residential. There are the batteries. Because what I'm curious about is if you build a ground-based vehicle, you're going to have some way of getting the connectors up there. So like I said, I'm kind of curious to see how the spawning mechanic's going to work for ships. Overall, though, I have to say I'm actually liking the base design. So all of the outposts that I found in the various playthroughs with the new update, they've all got some really interesting base designs. Now, none of the factions, from what I understand, none of the factions have a specific base type. It's the actual grid that is deployed. You know, they're obviously preformed blueprints, but they are separated by generalized function. So in the game for the factions, right, there's actually two lists. There's a prefix and a suffix list that it's randomly generated each time. So it's a set, the lists themselves are set, but every time you play, like every time you start a new game, it will generate the faction list based off of those prefixes and suffixes. So it'll take a random prefix and a random suffix. Now, there has been some conversation about there may be suffixes and prefixes that you won't ever get in the same grouping. Like, you know, you won't have ultimate clang or something like that. Mainly because of the fact that, you know, No one's seen them yet, but we don't know. So we'll figure it out. We'll see how it goes. Now, somebody from, I think it was one of the developers from Keen, or one of the testers maybe, said that what happens with the factions is that when it generates a faction and it spawns a base, it will then randomly assign one of the randomly generated factions. But there is a set ratio that you will get. You know, basically there will be more miners and resource gatherers than there are builders, and there will be more builders than there are clearinghouse merchant traders. Basically, it helps enforce, you know, a more of an economic feel, because the top of your chain is always going to be smaller than the base, or at least it should if you want to have something that's continually self-sufficient. Now, for the folks that are wondering why I went ahead and strapped that large cargo container to the back of the Scout, doing the missions and talking to some of the folks in chat, basically what happens is that when you're doing any of these acquire missions, excuse me, little froggy in the throat today, but anytime you're doing these acquisition missions, right, when it gives you the total that you need, that has to be in a single stack. So if you have a bunch of small cargo containers or medium cargo containers on a smaller ship, and you have, let's say I took this mission, I had 698 computers, that has to be in a single stack regardless of your container type. Now, the fun thing is that your containers don't have to be piped into the actual cargo system. They just have to be on the ship. So even though something may not normally pass through, like right now we've got everything connected through a small cargo connector, because of that, things like plates normally wouldn't pass through. All it does when you're turning in missions is it checks the grid to make sure you have at least this, and it'll pull this from the stack that has that amount in it. So you grab the grid, you get your reward. Now, you do need to be locked in on the connector, which is why I found out that, you know, basically that's how this is going to work. So once you're locked in on that connector, that then becomes a viable grid to pull from inventory of. And with that, we now have 5.1 million. Let's go see what we can buy. Ooh. Now, the thing that I don't like about these is that they don't tell you, you know, if you mouse over the image, it'll give you a basic idea of what it is. Oh, we got the B98. Nice. And some of these are better suited for, say, atmospheric than they are for transatmospheric. If we start getting into the more expensive ones are obviously going to be bigger, but they're also more likely to be something that you can go transatmospheric with. Now, we want to see, you are medium. So, yeah, like this one, we could actually do interplanetary hauling missions. Now, the problem that we're going to run into is, no, I can't. I'll have to go outside to do it. Medium cargo, because we're playing with realistic inventories turned on, which means inventory capacity is ridiculously limited. Small ships, large cargo is only like 15K. Yeah, it's 15.6K. The medium cargo, let me see if I can get in there. Can I get in there? Yeah. Come on. There we go. The medium cargo is 3.3. So between the two of those cargoes, if I were to take that small trader, I would only have 6.6K. The interplanetary trade missions are all hauling things like, you know, 30, 40, 50 K. You know, let me see here. Back in here really quick. So, collateral, you know, reputation. Where is the... Are you going to tell me how much it is?
Meteor storm inbound.
It would be nice to know. They don't tell you in here. I thought they actually used to tell you what the quantity was, what the volume capacity. But apparently, they don't do that anymore. Now, they do that for acquisition. They'll tell you what the volume is, which I don't understand why they'll do it for this, but not the hauling one. Is it all falling outside? Huh. I'll have to check and see if we ended up taking any damage. Alright, so what that means is we're probably going to want something with at least one large cargo on it, which is going to be something like probably this one. Yeah, a single large cargo. And also often converted to mining craft. So this gives you some ideas of what we're basically going to be looking at. And so that's in the 17 range. Mini merchant rather. The freighter, you've got what? One large cargo, hydrogen, and living quarters. Okay. So we're going to have to go do a whole lot of missions to get some of these. Alright. And little mining craft. Isn't it cute? Alright. Cool. So yeah, this just gives you an idea of some of the vehicles that are available. Let me see. Survival kit, cache order checker. Huh. Nice. I haven't actually gone through and looked at all of the blueprints that are available. That actually uses uranium, which I guess, because I haven't seen uranium on any of the planetoids anymore. It's just on the asteroids, so I don't know if they added that back in. Let's see. Burst fire bomber if you want to go combat. Atmospheric assisting thrust. Nice. So I think we're going to aim for this one. Because it gives us both planetary and transatmospheric capabilities. Looks like it has a docking ring on it so that we can either take ships with us or have basically use dock onto bases and such. So I'm thinking, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to not use we're basically trying not to mine as much as possible, you know, or if we are mining, it's not going to be for us to use the parts, it'll be to sell in the economy, because I'm really curious to see just how easy it is to survive in the economy. Now, what are you? Interplanetary travel, enough weapons. So you are a scouter. It's got a fighter cockpit, so that's going to obviously be small. That's going to be small. I'm wondering if there's anything that's a large grid. Like mining craft. That's a large grid. Yeah, that's large grid. So it looks like all of the utility and fightercraft are small grid. Well, fightercraft obviously are going to be small grid. I wonder what that is. Ah, we get discounts now for doing so much with these guys. Nice. What's a zone chip? What's a zone chip? Do we need that for something? I'm curious now, because I'm wondering if you use that use 5 of them in that. Do you use it in anything else, I wonder? I mean, I doubt you use it in anything else. Interesting. Okay, so we need to build a gravity generator at some point. Very nice. Okay, so yeah, we just need a gravity generator and we can start building safe zone blocks, which would not be a bad thing. Alright, so the question is now, do I want to buy one of these just to see how it works? Can I sort? Oh, I can sort by price. It gets you there, probably. Interesting. I'm kind of curious as to what it uses for power, because I'm not seeing batteries on it. It looks like it has a small grid, large cargo container, connector on the back. I really kind of want a flyer. I don't want, because the terrain in the game is still really broken. We're not close enough to ice to deal with hydrogen. I guess we can do... Yeah, I'm not really seeing any cargo on that one. So that's an upgraded version. Man, tough choices. See, my concern is purchasing something like this that has hydrogen that will show up with no hydrogen in the tank. Patrolcraft. Yeah, I'm really curious if these things show up, if they show up with money, or show up with weapons. Okay, tell you what. I'm only planning on buying a ship. Right? I want to buy something that we're going to be able to use. That's got a rear landing deck. All right. I'm kind of wanting to go through the task of gathering up that amount of money. Let's see what we got here. Acquisition hasn't refreshed yet, so we have to wait for this to update. Let's say search. I think what we're gonna do. All right, so I think what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do a quick cut. Well, it'll be quick for me, or quick for you. It's not going to be so quick for me. We'll go ahead and do a cut. I'm going to go ahead and do a bunch more of the missions. Obviously, we can't do bounty missions or escort missions because we don't have any. Depending on the hauling contract. See, I won't be able to do these. These are the really good paying ones because they're interplanetary. And for what we're doing with these, it's actually cheaper to do, or it's more efficient to do these guys. So we're gonna start accepting some of these. And basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run through the missions. Gather up as much cash as we can, and when we come back, hopefully we'll have enough to buy at least one of the transports. I'd like to be able to buy, if nothing else, I'd like to be able to buy this one, but I really want to get this one. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that cut, and we will be right back. And we're back. So, yeah, a couple of in-game days. We're not quite where we need to be. We're at just over 16 million. And I actually just came back to pick up some new missions. I already picked one up. As you can see, the acquisition stuff, you get some pretty good ones. The one I picked up is actually 3.7 million for 114 magnesium power. I think I actually have that at the base already. If not, I can mine it really quickly. So that is a hell of a deal right there. Now, let me see here. Still nothing in bounty, nothing in escort. Hauling missions. See, again, these are, all of the hauling missions, like anything worth really doing is going to be something that requires you to go off-world. I don't think I really want to deal with those. Let's see what we got for search missions. Anything good? So a lot of what I did were the search missions. And what happens is that each in-game day or so, now I've got it set for 2-hour days, so it may be resetting every 2 hours or every hour, I'm not sure. But what I do is I come in, I grab, 3 or 4 missions, go out, do them, come back, see if there's anything new. If not, then I just grab some more scout missions. And then when new acquisition missions come up, I basically fly back and deal with those. And what I've been doing is I'm looking for things that are resources, not finished goods, so that way I can carry more of it without having that large cargo container. So I've actually taken the cargo container off the scout. Oh, the other nice thing about the acquisition missions, no time limit on them. You just have to finish them at some point. Now, I haven't actually tried to see how many missions I can take at one point, or like in a single time. Mainly because of the fact that I don't want to get stuck with a bunch of missions. Let's see. Okay. So we're gonna go this. Now, one thing that I did notice. Ships, like when you're going to buy the ships, if you remember, one of the ships we were looking at was like 17 million. In the most recent refresh, when I went in, that same ship, or one of the ships, is now 20 million. So I'm just sitting there going, oh, you gotta be kidding me. And then the ship that was 80 million, the one that is available, same model now that's available, is like 91 million or something. I'm just like, so you really do need to, if you're planning on using the system, you really need to be somewhere close by where you can check on each refresh to make sure everything is make sure you're getting the best prices. And then some of it may also be because of my faction changes, because I was doing missions for so many rescue or scouting missions. Yeah. Or was it scouting? Yeah, I guess it's scouting. Scouting or retrieval, whatever they're calling them. But because I was doing so many of them, my faction has changed with pretty much everybody. It's not too bad, I don't think. It's just, it may be just enough to cause problems. Right. Am I far enough forward? Yeah. Awesome, so we'll do that. Turn those off. And what I want to find out is, I have 101. Can I get that over there? I can. Okay, so we are going to need to mine a little bit of magnesium. Not too bad. That is ice. Magnesium's in this hole. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and mine this stuff out, and then I want to take it over, because we're going to mine it, get it processed, and then we'll fly it back over to the station. So I'm going to do another quick cut. because I'm going to be doing a little bit back and forth on this. You know, I'm going to make sure I have enough in the base so I can make ammo, because we are starting to get asteroids or meteorites landing in our general area, which is not necessarily a good thing. Alright, so let me go ahead and get the rest of this processed. We'll get it all loaded up, and then when we come back, we will be at the base so we can hopefully buy a ship. Alright, so we'll be right back. And we're back once more. So, ow. That was my knuckle on the desk. Ow. Oh, okay. So, damn. What we're going to do is we brought back the... Oh, hello. We brought back the supplies. We're going to go ahead and turn in this contract. Did we get anything else in here? So, no, it hasn't refreshed yet. Okay. Finish. We'll take it out of the small grid inventory. 3.7 more. Yay! Okay, so that puts us up to 20 million. Oh, yay. Alright. It's taking way too long. It's one of those, would I do this again? Probably not. I think that getting the first amount to get a ship, it probably would have been better for me to spend the time just building the ship. Quite frankly. Alright, so... Let's see. Nope. Yeah, I'm thinking... I'm thinking that the doing all the missions messed up my faction, so I think that's why prices may have increased. So we got the little freighter. Kind of curious about this. High capacity. I don't think that a single large cargo block counts as high capacity. Oh, I guess it technically does compared to how much you can carry. Alright, so bulk freighter. Wait a minute. Bulk freighter's 87 now. No. You son of a... Oh. Oh, yeah. Alright. Are you kidding me? Really? Alright, let's come back to the mission thing. Yeah, I'm honestly thinking that my time would have been better spent go ahead and see, I don't want to build these because these require silver. I don't want to have to go mining for stuff, but 4,200. Let's look at the acquisition. Oh, so it updated while we were standing here. I could do that one. Let's grab that one. Hydrogen bottle's not worth the time. Power cells. Not worth the money. The only ones that are really worth the money are the ones that are going to take more cargo capacity than I have. I'd have to put the large cargo pod back on. I mean, I guess it's not too bad of an idea. That'll get us, between the two of those, that'll get us 1.2-ish. Any search missions that are worth a damn? No. Nope. Okay. So I was hoping to be able to buy a ship. Every time I come back, the price is different. Oh. Alright, so it looks like if you want to get into the hauler vehicles, we're going to be looking at 25 million. Just to be safe to be able to come buy the thing. Alright. I might just go ahead and buy the little freighter. Armored front. So you can replace the thruster types, which means it's probably piped in there. Rescue rover, that's a large grid. But I don't want the ground-based vehicles. They look good. I mean, don't get me wrong. They, you know. But I have to say that I'm thinking that those are not a good investment on this planet. They might be. I mean, I could be completely wrong. I'd love to know if this has got a reactor on it or if it's... because I'm not seeing solar panels, so... might have to add batteries to it or something. Man, alright. Yeah, I think we'll go for this one. The B980. Alright, so let me go get this mission done, or this set of missions done. Alright. We're gonna do one more quick cut. And if we can't finish it this time, the hell with it, we'll just buy something. We'll buy something just to be able to buy it. Alright. Damn free market. I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back. So I ended up having to do a couple of more missions. Yeah, so basically I'm starting to narrow it down. It looks like it's maybe every 10-15 minutes or so. I don't know. It's updating. But as you can see, we now have prices with discounts. Let's see. And yes, it did change up its lineup again. I really want that one, but I think we're gonna see your interplanetary. This is the one that has... is this the one that has the dock? No, this one... I think this one was the less expensive one before, wasn't it? I don't know. We're gonna go for this one. Because I am not gonna do any more missions. I am so tired of doing those missions. So... we bought it. Where is it? Where did it put it? Did it just give me a blueprint? Oh, if it gave me a blueprint without... I'm gonna be madder. No. Alright. See, now I'm curious because like when you buy stuff from the vending machine, it just injects it into your inventory. So... where did... oh, refreshed. Interesting. Took my money. Alright. No. Yeah, and this is the other way that you can actually make money really quickly, is if you bring things over and sell to their purchase orders. Oh, it's over there. Holy crap. Okay, no, it does. You buy a complete ship. Okay. It would have been nice to know that. Looks like it does start with hydrogen and everything. How do I get into the damn thing now? Large cargo. So, where's the door in? Ah, there we go. Alright. The comfortable living quarters, huh? Oh, it starts the full tank? Okay. Is there a reactor on board? There are small reactors on board. And just enough uranium to make it useful. Very nice. Interesting. Okay, I have to say, I'm not a huge fan of the ship design itself, but like I said, I do think that my time on that I spent on gathering all the resources, I could have built the ship faster. So we're gonna head and do that so that we can oh, that's right, it's not going to lock in here. I wonder if we can turn... I'm wondering if this has enough lift to turn off the hydrogen thrusters. Okay, let's find out. It does. All right. Well, that's good to know. All right. This has been a really long day. Okay. So we have a bunch of stuff. So let's go ahead and we're gonna go. Thrusters. So all of our lateral control is hydrogen. That sucks. Okay. Hydrogen tanks. Yeah, so we have very little lateral control. So that's gonna go there. So the bases really are designed around these specific ships being used. Interesting. Yeah. It's not a bad ship. If I had known the details of it, I probably would not have paid that much for it. I would have just built it myself. But the overall design is nice. I mean, It's not bad. Oh, it has a gravity generator on it. It has a gravity generator on it. That means I don't have to... Oh, come here. Come here, yo. Let me make sure I can repair it. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, no. I can. Okay. So if we go like so, we can now build safe zones. Oh. Wrong block. Progression. Yes, we can build safe zones and jump drives and stuff now. Actually, does this have a jump drive on it? I don't remember if this has a jump drive on it. No. It's the bigger one that had the jump drive on it. Okay. Oh, yeah, I wasn't going to save up another 5 or 6 million in small transporting. It just wasn't worth it. Now, that being said, I'm curious. We would have to do... Yeah, we'd probably have to do the aft connector for that. But that means I get to take this thing apart. Well, take some of the parts off of it, and we can actually use this for a scout ship. And what we're going to do is between today and Wednesday, we're going to go ahead and call this video here first off. I want to thank you all for stopping in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't done so already. New to the channel or just want to do something nice for me on this lovely Monday, make sure you hit that subscribe. And if you want to be kept up to date when new stuff comes out, be sure to ring the bell. So what we're going to do, the mission statement for now, all right? So our mission, or our statement of intent, is we're going to take both of these ships back to the base. We'll leave, actually, I may leave that one parked in the safe zone so that it's not bombarded by meteorites. We'll take the scout back, break down the cargo connector, the cargo container that's on it, and I think we'll start flying around the planet and see if we can find anyone else on the world. I need to add an antenna to it so that it'll make it a little bit easier. Alright, so hopefully when we come back next time, we will have at least 1 or 2 more waypoints on the planet, and yeah. So on that note, I'm going to get out of here. Hope you all have a fantastic Monday. Enjoy the rest of the day. Have a fantastic week, and we will see you back here next time for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. They really need to put a marker on that thing when it spawns, letting you know that it's where it's at. Oh well, here's what it is. Let's get this thing parked and get this scout moving. Oh, gotta set everything up now. Sheesh.